Hello everybody and welcome back to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm a D&D sex icon, and we're back today for another episode of Judge Dredd Assault on Justice. And today is a very special episode because it is the CSI Mega City 1 episode of Judge Dredd, which was inevitable, I think, with me in the DM seat here. With Pruitt and Susanna away today, I decided to shoehorn in the inevitable episode of CSI that was obligatory for any game of Judge Dredd, I feel. The crossover potential is insane. So let's get into it. Let's start about our characters. Let's start with our two regular characters for today, and then we'll jump to our guests. So let's start with Callum. Callum, how are you doing today, my friend?
Hello, I'm doing great. I think it's brilliant that the CSI department of Mega City 1 is finally here. I'm sure they will put an end to those horrible rumors going on regarding Judge Fair and his use of painkillers. I think people's gonna spend some time in the ISO cube for spreading those rumors, and this needs to stop.
Fantastic. Well, we have the recently addicted to painkillers Judge Fair, and of course we have Judge Fremont with us today. Shauna, how's it going?
Doing good. I'm gonna enjoy wearing costume for a little while before it's too hot to actually wear anything. Like all this foam stuff. So, yep. I'm hoping that these judges are not internal affair judges investigating Judge Judy. So hopefully not.
Well, Judge Judy certainly has scarpered off rather quickly when they've shown up. So you never do know. Yeah, maybe that's for the best. She heard a rumor on the streets. But hey, we have Charlie with us today. Charlie, how's it going?
Hi, Will. I'm super excited to be on a Friday. It's so strange. Normally it's just Mondays and Wednesdays, but I'm progressing through the week. And I did hear Friday was the best day on Encounter Roleplay. So I'm glad to be here.
I heard the same. Yes, so tell us a bit about Judge Nova.
So Judge Nova, I'm actually basing on one of the really cool quick start characters, who in the book is Terrence Novak, but I'm going with Nova. I think her name might be Sarah Nova. I quite like that. That works. 26 years old, fairly learned, a tech judge, and really into celebrity gossip because I thought that was a really cool hook. I liked this idea a lot. And, we have some celebrity judges in the house and running away. So see if Judge Fair lives up to his reputation.
Wow, that's right. With Judge Judy, probably the most famous of the judges amongst this group, gone. I will have to fall to the other judges. But it's certainly true that Judge Fremont and Judge Fair probably have a reputation at this point, because last episode they just blew up a megabot with a giant cannon. So that's pretty big deal. But we have a Hollowtail with us today. How's it going, my friend?
Yeah, it's going well. Thank you very much for having me. I'm looking forward to bringing justice to Mega City 1 and to going full CSI on this group. But yeah, I am playing Judge Grimm. I am a street judge. My first name is Gerald, and I love antiques.
Secret passion for antiques.
Serious profession and interest.
He moonlights on Antique Roadshow. But in the daytime, it's all judgment. Fantastic. Well, I'm going to be very excited to lay out the case today and to be in charge of this band of ragamuffins. But before we get started today, I'm ready, guys. I have a couple of things. The first of which is that we're sponsored here today by In Publishing, the guys who make Judge Dredd and the Worlds of 2000 AD RPG. If you want to go and check them out, you can go to their website, worlds2000adrpg.com. You can go to Drive for RPG. You can get a quick start, download it for free, read through the PDF. It's got a bunch of pre-gens in there as well that you can pick up and play with. It's a great fun game that we've been enjoying here for the past couple of weeks, so definitely go and check it out. Also go and check out the Fantasy Grounds Unity Kickstarter, and I checked out the other day and it was like £350,000 or dollars raised at the time. So definitely go and check out Fantasy Grounds, our virtual tabletop of choice. The Unity Kickstarter is a big update to the existing framework of Fantasy Grounds that we've been using here for the past couple of years at Encounter Roleplay. So if you can go check those guys out, you can go to fantasygrounds.com. You can find a Kickstarter in the link below here as well, or you can download it from Steam for free. which is the demo version now. What else? WellingGames.co.uk are the go-to destination for tabletop, war games, board games, and more, and up to 20% off the resale value. And then, of course, tabletoploot.com give away a set of dice whenever we hit 20 tweets on this tweet, 20 retweets of us. So go and retweet that tweet if you haven't yet already, and we'll give away a set of dice to you guys there in the chat. Of course, you can donate to affect the game as well by giving players nat 1s, nat 20s, wild magic surges, and worse. Lunku has a go, my friend. Good to see you. Alrighty, but before we get started today, I ought to remind everyone about what happened last week on the show, as because Mega City 1 is currently in a bit of a technical term, pickle, as the war with the robots has begun. And a particularly troublesome robot called Kenneth has overtaken the city, Mega City 1, and the war against the judges has begun in earnest. Last week, the judges had to take down a Megabot led by the evil scientist Dr. Marigold, who has infiltrated the judges. They know that there are corrupt judges in the Hall of Justice. They suspect Judge Womack, which is actually Pruitt's character's nemesis from before, of being behind all of this in some way. They've been looking into RoboComp, the company who make all of the robots, and they suspect foul play there as well. They managed to take down the Megabots, and they managed to return back to base last week, where they met back with Judge Salem, who is their commander, and of course Judge Denny, who is the comms guy and the technical whiz around here, although he is something of a I don't know, he's difficult to get along with, and he accidentally has been feeding information to Judge Womack as well, because he was told by Judge Womack to CC him on all emails regarding this judge's group of judges' actions, and he has been doing so. He didn't realize it was a bad thing to do. So they've returned back to base, and all seems well. So Judge Fremont, Judge Fair, the two of you have been back at base for about a day now. Judge Fair's addiction problem is being treated with anti-addiction meds, which in themselves are slightly addictive, but thus far, Judge Fair has been able to resist the addiction of the anti-addiction drugs, if that makes sense. And he's been sort of, they're trying to wean him off of them, but it's going to take a while, because kicking a really strong painkiller addiction does not happen overnight. Judge Fremont, you had to debrief with Judge Salem and basically tell him everything that's gone on. They're very, very pleased that you managed to destroy the Megabot, and he's actually told you to take an hour or two of leave just to get off the case for a little bit, because even hardened judges like yourselves need some goddamn rest. So, Judge Fremont, how do you relax? What are you up to today when you're sort of, you're in the Hall of Justice because it's still being assaulted by robots on the outside, but you've sort of been given a little bit of free reign to chill.
Yeah, I think for her, they have for psychic judges these sensory deprivation rooms, and she's just been kind of sitting in there, just kind of trying to mentally recover from all the cases from the last couple episodes.
Awesome. What about yourself, Judge Fair?
Well, I think with everything that is going on, it's important to broadcast reassuring messages to the good citizens of Mega City 1. So he's with a little film crew busy shooting a live broadcast to reassure everyone. And if you run into him, he's sort of finishing his announcement saying, okay, so remember, whatever the situation, it's important to remember your nutritional imperative. So whatever the situation, drink milk.
No matter the situation, drink milk is the main message of Judge Fair's live from rehab podcast, which is being broadcasted out to the other judges. As the two of you are relaxing in your own ways, Judge Fremont, you hear a like a buzzing on your headset mic, and so does Judge Fair. Both of you are getting a message through.
Yes,
Yep, it's
Fair speaking.
Hey guys, it's me, Denny. I'm really sorry to disturb you. I know you're doing your live podcast. Really good stuff, by the way. I definitely haven't been drinking enough milk. You know, I was on the 2% stuff, and then, you know, I just don't know, you know, pasteurized, non-pasteurized. It's, you know, it's
Are
all the same.
you telling me what have you been drinking with that gorgeous peanut butter cake I brought you?
Well, I was just drinking chocolate milk, which I guess isn't really the same.
You're hardcore, Denny. Chocolate milk and peanut butter cake. That's
Yeah, it was a lot.
for a
I
judge
had
to take.
I had a big sugar crash earlier. Took a quick nap. Now I'm feeling kind of bloated, so I'm thinking about having some yogurt. Oh, sorry, I had something really important to say. Judge Salem has been assassinated.
What?
Yeah,
When?
yeah, it's a whole thing. I got totally sidetracked by the chocolate milk. I'm such a klutz. Yeah, Judge Salem's just been shot in the head. He might have shot himself. You guys better get down here.
Computer, can I have a location for Judge Judy immediately?
She's off the grid.
She's off the grid. I don't like the sound of it. Fremont.
You've got an arrangement. It's fine. It's fine.
She's
Couldn't have been
she's-
her. There are cameras everywhere. We'll get to the bottom of this. Why you guys come down here real quick, and we'll sort this out.
Judge Fair, she does this all the time. It's normal. Probably just unwinding.
Oh, you mean going off the grid? I was thinking of
Yes.
something else. Okay,
Your butler robot Walter actually sizes up to you, Judge Fair, and says, "Can I get you a beverage, sir? Maybe some drugs
Stims.
or milk? Milk drugs."
I just had milk.
I was listening to you on a podcast, sir, and I thought some drug milk might be good.
Oh no.
You didn't put anything in my milk, did you? Walter.
Is that a rhetorical question?
Walter,
Sir, I'm not very good at picking up on cues.
Walter, fetch me my Master. I need to go immediately.
All right, sir. I'm not sure you ought to be driving in this state, though.
I'm much better, Walter.
Well, that milk I gave you was filled with opiates.
That was some damn good milk. Thanks, Walter. I guess I will use the automated mode on the Master. Have the road or the traffic report today? A lot of infightings on the main circular road.
A lot
today?
of robot wars happening outside, sir, but fear not. I'll map out a path for you, with minimal casualties along the way.
Thanks, Walter.
There will be some casualties, just minimal.
Of course.
Very good, sir. He reroutes the direction in. And we do have a wild magic search. I'd quite like to give it to Walter. Thank you, Hermley, for that. And we'll see what happens to Walter as he's programming your ride. Let's see. At any crossroads, Walter feels utterly lost. I'm at such a crossroads in life. I think I wanted to be a butler. Now I just don't know anymore. My career hasn't been going anywhere, and you're just like driving off in the distance while Walter's just filled with existential dread.
Did you say that Walter was programming the drive?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
He gets lost at every crossroads and he programs
Utterly
your
lost
sat-nav
at every crossroads.
3 hours later.
in a grid city. This is fine.
So it is Judge Fremont who is the first on the case here. But Judge Fremont, you're surprised that you are not the only judge here. I guess say you're first on the case. You're the first between you and Judge Fair to get here. But it seems like two other judges have shown up. Now, Judge Nova and Judge Grimm, you were alerted immediately and sent from the CSI department to solve the murder of Judge Salem, because it was clearly an inside job and nobody can be trusted as far as you're concerned. You're outside the scene of the crime, which has been like boarded up and like taped up, and you can't see what's inside until you go into the sealed room. As you guys are preparing to head in, let's get a quick description of what you guys look like as you're standing in an awesome pose outside of the door. Judge Nova, what does Judge Nova look like?
So she stands about 5'9", a little maybe over average for a woman. I'm not sure. Maybe women here are super tall. I'm a little bit behind on the law on that one. And has a fairly kind of androgynous body. It's kind of hard to tell. A little bit like Brienne in her armor. It's just straight armor, ready to go. You can only tell that she is female presenting when she takes off her helmet and has this long shock of bright red hair, which she pushes back, looking around the scene, kind of frustrated.
Judge Grimm, what do you look like?
Yeah, he's standing only about an inch taller at about 5'10", but he's quite wide. He's got quite wide shoulders. Looks like he's been hitting the gym too much, maybe the antique stores a bit too much. And aside from that, he's, standing very still. He's looking into the distance, like thinking, as he's considering crime in all its different ways of being. But aside from that, he's wearing a pair of shades at the moment, and just doesn't look too friendly. He's also got shaved head as well, aside from a little mohawk that goes around the back.
Just around the back, party at the back. So, Judge Fremont, you enter the scene, and just outside of the crime scene itself, you see these two other judges who seem to be about to investigate.
Oh, what a shame. Here to look at the site at all? Sorry, Judge Fremont. Pleasant to meet you.
Right. Judge Grimm just nods at you, but doesn't move an inch aside from that.
Yeah.
Are they one of the suspects, Nova? They look like a suspect.
I believe Judge Fremont was one of the judge's lovers.
I don't see any of my other judges here. I wonder where they are.
Oh, hey guys, it's Dennis shows up. He's
Danny.
got a clipboard and he's falling all over himself. Yeah, I made the call for you guys, the CSI department, to come in because Judge Salem was just assassinated right now, and this is Judge Fremont. She's used to work for Judge Salem. So did I guess. And this is Judge Fair, and Judge Fair looks like he may have been in several fatal car collisions along the way. He probably has a head injury, which is going to give him a concussion, but otherwise he's looking fine. And you roll up, Judge Fair.
Judge Grimm, it appears the rumors are true.
About his fabulous hair, or what? It is
I've
pretty
got long, blonde, curly hair showing under my helmet. Hello. I didn't have the pleasure to meet you, judges. You're new to this block?
Something like that. From the CSI division. Judge Grimm. Grey hair. Well-conditioned. He holds out a hand.
Thank you. I like your style too. You went for it.
I try.
This is real nice, but I should mention, because I've already wasted a whole lot of time talking about chocolate milk, that Judge Salem was assassinated, and we should probably get to solving that whole thing. do you guys want to go inside? I'll show you around. It's a nice office, actually.
Please lead the way.
Let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Let's see it.
Denny opens the door, and you see Judge Salem in his chair by his desk, the computer on the desk, and it looks as though a bullet has gone through the center of Judge Salem's temple, and he is lying there dead. He hasn't drawn his own weapon, which is still on his hip, and blood is all over the back glass panel behind him. And they say, "Yeesh, yeah. So that's Judge Salem now. He's dead. Looks like he was shot in the head, or maybe he shot himself in the head. Could have been a suicide."
Any trace of the weapon?
Well, I'm gonna have to take some forensic stuff back to the lab and have an analyze of the room. I did a little quick sweep before I got here, but I haven't investigated much. I haven't looked into his computer or nothing, or searched his body or stuff. I figured I'd best leave that to you guys. I mean, I don't technically know who's in charge of this case, seeing as, my boss is dead. So I guess we're all on it.
Yeah. Let's
I will take a
start.
look. I will take a look at the computer.
Go ahead then. Well, I'm gonna look around the corpse. Try to work out an angle and the type of weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Denny, please double check
Yeah.
it's Judge Salem. I don't want to have one of those cases where we end up with the corpse of a clone rather than what we assume to be the victim.
Oh yeah, we don't want that happening again. I mean, not this.
I mean, that would be the
Happened before,
fifth time.
Yeah. Maybe we shouldn't say that around. These guys are kind of intense.
I mean, the last time he was spliced with a reptilian, that was a bit obvious.
It's true. Lizard people are everywhere. So if you're taking a look around the body, you can roll me like a perception check, which is intuition based, and Judge Nova, you can give me a logic based roll for taking a look at the computer.
Okay, so it's 3d6 for me. Now,
Alright.
Will, as someone new to the system, what
boy.
am I looking for?
You're looking for high numbers, so you roll d6s, and you're looking for high numbers. If you get three sixes in the pool, then it's a critical success, which has an extra effect. And you're basically just trying to hit a DC, so that should be
Okay,
fairly
cool.
familiar. 16 is a success. Judge Fair, what have you got for us on your test here?
Just a 9. Yeah.
Wow.
He's dead.
Not too hot. He's definitely dead. You can identify that it is Judge Salem. He was definitely shot. It is probably a pistol, but it could have been a rifle. It was one shot to the head. Without further examination, you couldn't tell exactly which weapon did it, like which type of weapon, but probably a pistol. It could be the one that's on his hip.
It's on his
So there's
hip,
that.
like in the holster, or
In the holster still, yeah. So there's no way he could have got that back himself. But you take out the gun from the holster and take a look, and one shot has been fired from the clip.
but only a judge can shoot a lawgiver, right?
That's right.
Find
Does-
anything, Judge Fair?
Yeah, well, apparently this lawgiver was used to shoot Salem.
His own weapon?
My assumption is that it means that it's a judge who used it, unless I know a mutant or a human who's not a judge cannot use lawgivers, but I don't know if a robot could. So I don't know if
Maybe.
the lawgiver has any mean to record who used it last.
Considering the swiftness of this murder, it might have been premeditated, planned ahead.
Sounds good. Maybe it's someone they knew, someone they trusted. Only it doesn't look like they've been struggling much. They sat there with a gun in their holster.
Yeah, I'm just
There's
sitting at his
another
desk, no
judge.
sign.
Is there
Exactly.
any CCTV within the Hall of Justice?
Denny nods. Yeah. I'll go get the files. I'll be right back in here. While you're doing that, Judge Nova, what kind of stuff are you looking for on the computer?
I think she would be looking up kind of logins and to see recently opened files, to check in on what Judge Salem was perhaps working on around the time. Also, just any strange activity. If you assassinate a judge, there's usually a reason for it, and it's here in his office where there's a good connection to his case files and the similar. So look for any kind of interference, hacking, tracking.
Yep. So take a quick scan here for a couple of minutes through like recent communication with from Judge Salem. He's been in contact with a few people recently, and he doesn't send like a whole lot of. He doesn't have a whole lot of communications, so they definitely stand out. He's recently spoken with Judge Lockwell from Internal Affairs. He has also spoken with Judge Quarter, as in 1 quarter. And he was actually meant to meet Judge Quarter today. Little two people that jump out at you immediately.
Is there a time with that appointment, Will?
Yeah, it would have been about an hour ago.
In the office or somewhere else?
Yeah, here in the office. Denny comes back in and he's like brings a computer in and sits it down and starts going through the file and says, okay, this is weird. I'm going through the files here for the CCTV footage of this room, and it looks like the cameras died last night. And he points to the cameras in the room, and there are 2 of them. Yeah, neither of them are working right now. Looks like they died. I don't know why it didn't ping on the system. Usually, if something goes dead, I'll see it.
A camera
That's
cannot
strange.
die. It is not alive.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's a good point. I guess that's really sort of a semantic point because power itself,
Was it disconnected?
isn't
overload,
life, but it.
blocked?
Right. Yeah. Right. I mean, the power went out from it. I mean, that could be a normal thing. I mean, they sometimes a circuit can fry, or it could be that someone turned it off.
Have you checked the cables? Have you checked the room where it's meant to be turned on from?
Yeah, I'll go check the cables.
That's a good idea, Denny. Keep up the good work.
He scurries over to and gets a little stepladder from somewhere and goes up and takes a look at the cameras. Oh yeah, okay. Snip snap. Wire gone, and he kind of like shows you the handful of wires that have been broken. So either something big ate through this, or someone,
Snipped it.
kind of.
So by your
Yeah.
standards, Denny, there have been 3 murders in this room.
What? Wait, someone else dead? Are we dead?
Someone killed the cameras.
Right.
She rolls her
I
eyes
gotcha.
and she'll like step across the body to come and inspect
Oh,
the
that's-
cameras.
That's just real good. That's true.
Denny,
That's
can you
smart.
do something
Yeah.
useful and look at the
Dunno.
footage before it was snipped? See if we can find anything.
Good idea. Do you guys want to go frame by frame with me? You know what
Yeah,
they do
why
in-
not?
in the show.
We'll do that. I mean, I can help you with that if you want, Denny. I mean, I'm sure the rest have got things to look at. Right.
Yeah.
I'll go
Yep.
insane, Denny.
Okay.
You got to do your best.
All right. Roll me a intuition-based roll, like a perception roll. their base stat for which is intuition. So if you have anything bonus for perception, you can add that to your dice pool.
Cool. That's a 3, so that's a 12.
12. You're spending some time in like the camera room with Denny with 100 different monitors all around you, and he's going through frame by frame. And it's one of those sort of like long stakeout situations where there's nothing much to really see. No one comes and goes from the office like the night before, and so the cameras were cut like around midnight the night before, which is maybe why no one noticed. And there's also a war going on, so maybe security isn't super tight at this place at the moment. The one thing that you do spot as strange, though, is that there is someone who's dressed as a janitor who's going around with a stepladder that evening. You can't make out their face. They're wearing a cap, but they're definitely male, and they have a stepladder which would be tall enough to reach up and get to the cameras. You don't see them enter the room, but that does strike you as something strange.
Yeah. So we've got a janitor with a ladder. We're going away zooming and enhancing the image to look at his hands or things like that.
I know these cameras are really bad. I can de-hance, make it more pixelated if you want. Kind of looks 8-bit, but no, I can't zoom in.
It's a shame. You could do that though.
These cameras are already bad. I mean, they're dying all the time. It seems like people just cut them out here.
You said all the time. This happens often, does it?
No.
Place?
Judge Salem has never been assassinated before, as far as I know.
Yeah, I've got that much. But I'm saying, do the cameras die often? Do you usually have a janitor in at that time?
Janitor. I guess we do. It's not something I really pay attention to. There's been a lot happening right now. Whole chocolate milk fiasco.
Chocolate milk fiasco.
Well, there's a sign-in sheet. Yeah. You have to sign in.
Yes.
All right.
And a sign-in sheet is supposed to stop an assassin. Denny.
Is it? Is that what they're
No.
for?
God, no.
Yes. No, but it may. We could hope they're a very detailed assassin that at least puts something down. Maybe we can trace it back from there. Maybe they did something with it. It's a start. What do you think about this, Fremont? Any ideas?
I'm concerned that they were not seen entering. Something dangerous. Not normal.
They avoided a lot of cameras as well, so they could have cut them without us being able to see it. Cut the cameras that are watching first.
This could be extremely targeted assassination. Somebody.
Well, they knew what they were doing. I can tell you that much. They knew where the cameras were looking, which means that they probably got an inside peek on our camera system here. Oh shit! Maybe we've been hacked.
Is there a way to check that? Can you trace that back or?
Well, yeah, maybe. I have to press some buttons first, probably.
All right, Denny. Try and press those buttons. We'll go from there.
Okay.
All right.
Judge Nova is fairly convinced that Denny didn't kill Judge Salem. What evaluation would you have of Judge Fremont and Judge Fair's disposition around the assassinated judge? Do they seem nervous? Are they actively, obviously, doing their jobs?
I mean, Judge Fremont just looks irritated because this was supposed to be her time off, and Denny kind of usually puts her in a pretty off mood anyways. She had to read his mind a couple times. It was not pleasant.
My deepest sympathies.
Judge Fair is really quiet and seems to be enjoying his milk very slowly, looking almost absently to the situation.
Judge Fair, do you require an infirmary? You appear to be injured.
No, I don't feel anything.
He's seen enough of the infirmary, I think. Maybe less of it.
Do you bring milk to all your crime scenes?
No, Nova. Only special occasions. This one.
Walter the robot is obviously here.
personal.
Would you like a beverage, Judge Nova?
No, thank you.
I have chai or drugs.
What was that second one he said?
And as Grim kind of zeroes in on that, Judge Nova's hand goes down to her lawgiver, preparing to dispense some justice with this obvious drug dealing robot.
Oh no, these are certified from the Department of Medicine. I'm a programmed robot, you see, programmed by Denny here to be as useful as possible. And given Judge Fair's recent drug addiction, I've adapted in order to help him through.
Does your adaptation include stepping beyond the letter of the law?
He's perfectly entitled to these drugs. He has a doctor's note.
I imagine at
That's
this point,
fine.
like, a receipt starts printing out that is his doctor's note.
Yeah, he prints out a receipt. Yeah.
He did put
No.
his body in the way of harm on the last few missions. Like, it's just the effect of that. He did nothing
These
wrong.
are prescription drugs. This is a
Right.
rather sad condition. I told about it in my last episode of Inside of You with Judge Fair. You should check it out.
No, I think I caught the last episode, actually. It was quite good. One job.
Inside of You with Judge Fair.
My favourite podcasts. Still, it shouldn't be offering drugs to us. Even if you've got a doctor's
Very well.
note, it shouldn't be asking us.
Seeing as you don't have a doctor's note, I will not give you any drugs.
Can I have a
Good idea.
refill, Walter?
Of course.
I feel much better. This hit to my head is nothing. Are we sure this janitor left the building? Can we run a identification on that step ladder?
Yeah, sure. Let me, yeah, okay. I found the stepladder. That's the good news.
See,
bad news
that's
is-
investigation.
It's that stepladder there, the one I just used to get out to check the cameras. It's the same one.
Judge Fremont,
It's
Yes.
are you familiar with a judge quarter?
I am not. Was that on the itinerary?
Yes, it would appear that Judge Salem was due to have a meeting with them approximately an hour ago.
Maybe we should play Judge Quarter a meeting before they get tied up and otherwise.
One moment, and she'll go back to the computer and she wants to see if she can pull up any information on Judge Quarter, serving files, records, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Judge Corder has had a distinguished career in the judges and is considered to be something of a war hero around these parts. It seems like he and Judge Salem are of the same generation, so it's likely that they're old friends. And indeed, it seems like Judge Corder and Judge Salem worked together on lots of cases in their youth, so it's further confirms the fact that they are old buddies.
Mm-hmm.
At least on paper.
What's the tone of their communications? Because they were in contact previously and I found those. Is it just kind of like, let's meet tomorrow at lunch?
Yeah, it's pretty much that. If you were to read into it a little bit, you'd suspect that... it's Judge Salem who's asking for the meetings and not Judge Quarter. So it seems like he wants his help with something. Although they don't outline that in email because of security.
Yes, I am noting the appalling security going on.
Yes.
Judge Salem requested the meeting. His Judge Quarter, and he may have had previous dealings. Acquaintances, perhaps.
Old friends, possibly. Was there anyone else that he was meeting today within this time? or someone he was supposed to meet?
No, but there was the Lockwell thing, right? I just took a look in the emails.
Yes, there
Sorry.
were no other meetings in the agenda, but it appears Judge Saylor was also in contact with Judge Lockwell of Internal Affairs.
That can't be a coincidence. Talking with the internal affairs and then setting up an impromptu meeting.
It seems the affairs got quite deadly internally.
Yes.
Then just starts looking off into a corner.
Is he okay?
I lean to look in the same corner. Wait.
There's nothing there.
Judge Grimm.
Sorry, I was thinking. He says and turns around to look at you. What can I do? He says and takes off his sunglasses.
Well,
Perhaps you
it's
should
right
Oh,
here.
put those back on. Put those back on, Judge Fair.
Have you found anything in this corner? I'm confused.
Only mysteries wrapped in lies.
So, are we going to the judge's quarter?
I think it's best. We should probably check out these people who we were meant to meet. What do you think about that? You're a side judge, are you, Judge Fremont?
Yes.
Well, it's good to have.
Yes.
The
Which
best.
one first? Quarter or the other?
Perhaps Judge Grimm should reach out to Judge Lockwell.
Sure, I can do that for you.
I can patch him through if you want to his
That
office.
sounds like a great idea, Denny.
Oh, should we set up a face-to-face
Okay,
meeting? This might be of a sensitive subject, possibly. Internal affairs and whatnot.
It may well be. I think I'll take it in the corner.
Okay. I'm patching you through now. Okay. Yep, you have Judge Grimm here. And you hear a voice on the other end. Yes.
It's Judge Grimm here, from the CSI division. We're investigating a crime. I want some information from you.
What crime?
A murder. Judge Salem found dead in his office. You were meant to have a meeting with him?
We have been in communication recently, though I'm not at liberty to discuss our communication. Perhaps if you would stop by my office this afternoon, we could speak more of it.
Give me a time and location, we'll be there.
How's 4:15? Kind of busy at 4, but should free up around 15:15.
All right, we'll be there at 4:15.
Actually, 4:25. I have to drop my kids off school.
Get the kids away.
All right. See you then.
4:15 days. You'll hang up and just kind of look over to yourself, Nova, and just be like, we'll meet him at 4:15 just before he picks up his kids.
Did he seem
pretty
to
busy
lie
today.
when he mentioned picking up his kids? That seems suspicious.
People pick up their kids all the time.
That's true.
At 4:20, while a war with robots is going on, that's
Well, you'd think
way
it's better
too
to be
short a
punctual.
time to pick up your kids and commute back to work.
Maybe he's
This
very...
is suspicious.
You got a 10-minute window to pick up your kids. That guy's a monster.
I'd say if anything, he'd want to do it
How
quicker.
about
with
a-
that being a monster, robot war on. Sorry, different war in my head. But that's a good point. Maybe
How
we should
about
hit him up before
unscheduled? How about unscheduled meeting? Yes. In
it's
case.
rude, but I'll buy it.
I mean, we are
Lawyers away from
investigating
him.
an assassination of a head judge.
We are. How about that then? We'll go in before he goes to pick up the kids. That way, if he is actually picking up his kids, we're not stopping him from picking them up in a robot war.
Sounds good.
Great.
Yeah, you
Right
might
then.
have tricks to teach us also in terms of commuting. I mean, Walter is designing my routes, but keep losing time.
Yeah. Well, if he is innocent, then maybe he can give us his tricks. Getting around that quick would be great for justice. Anyway, Let's go.
The master of commute. Yeah, so yeah, Denny says that he's going to keep looking into the hacking and try and track down the whoever the janitor was, while you guys make an unexpected journey down to the internal affairs department, which is, of course, in the basement of the Hall of Justice, where everything is slightly colder, slightly shadier. People will give you strange looks, and you feel like you're being watched the whole time. You get through to Judge Lockwell's, close to his office. There's a secretary there on the desk. She's a young-looking girl to be working at the Hall of Justice, and wearing a sort of Bluetooth headset and bunches of blonde hair. She smiles and she sees you. Says, "Hey, are you guys the judges come to see Judge Lockwell?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Because isn't that for 2025?
Well, we're a bit early, but I think you'll be fine with seeing us now.
Do you guys want to wait?
Does
Prefer to
justice
see him
wait?
now. If he's here.
I could go ask. I'll go ask him for you. I'll go ask him. Okay.
This
You
guy
guys
is
mind
not
taking a seat while
commuting, is here. He's been lying to us.
We are here very
No, it's
early.
only. It's like 11 o'clock. I mean,
Okay,
It's
I
an
thought we
education transfer.
waited for 4 o'clock or something.
yeah. I mean, did you wait till like 4 o'clock?
No, I thought we went straight
No.
away.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
this is an
away.
ambush.
You'll never expect it.
Nobody expects.
No one expects the 11 a.m. meeting. So she comes back a few minutes later and says, he says he'll see you, although he wasn't expecting you
That's fine.
this early in. Okay, you can head right through.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And as you step inside, you see Judge Lockwell wearing his judge helmet, of course, visor down, hands steepled at his desk. The room is painted black, the color of justice, and there's a whole lot of
Absolute justice.
absolute justice just emanates from his room, like a disease. He I see you've come early. That was unexpected. Sometimes the unexpected is to be expected, wouldn't you say?
I would. I'd say it's to be expected in this case. There's been a murder, which was unexpected. So our visiting you was expected. But in this case, I brought a few people with me to talk about it as well. They should have some more insight. We can talk about this and figure it out now. That way I thought we won't stop you picking up your kids in a robot war. We also have some
Robot war
questions as to your pace. and
has made the
punctuality.
commute. Yes, robot war has made the commute somewhat more difficult of late.
War
I
is
can
bad.
imagine.
Commuting is hell.
Agreed.
Well, all in all, there's less traffic actually, but it's definitely more hazardous.
That's true. Rush hour is awesome right now. Now,
It is.
what can I help you with? I've got about 5.25 hours before I've got to head out.
Don't worry. We'll not keep you longer. We're here to investigate a murder, as we said. Judge Salem was shot in the head in his own office with his own gun. But there's something shady afoot. Something criminal. So the way I see it is we need to get to the bottom of it. So, what was your communication with Judge Salem?
Well, he contacted me recently about an internal affair that he was concerned about. I have been working on that mission ever since he made me aware of it. Though I do not know anything of his assassination. But perhaps the case I am working on is pertinent to it. You see, Judge Salem contacted me, bringing to my attention the fact that Judge Womack may have corrupted several judges within the Hall of Justice. He was concerned that there were those amongst his ranks that he could no longer trust, that may be working for Womack and be seeking his demise, and the demise of the Hall of Justice itself.
Well, yes, that was the plan with Marigold and the robot, wasn't he? Wasn't it? I thought we sorted that
That's
out
right.
when we shot that gigantic robot.
I'm not sure it's over. Judge Salem wasn't sure either. He thought this thing ran deeper, that there were more judges involved. I'm not
What
sure.
names did he give you?
I'm afraid I'm not at liberty to say.
There's been a murder.
Assassin's running free through the Hall of Justice. It's pretty important.
We don't know who could be next. You, your kids, Judge Fair over here.
Look,
Judge Quarter.
if it's Judge Judy, you can tell us. We suspected it all along.
Judge Fair, I think if it was Judge Judy, there'd be more of a mess. You've seen how she operates.
True. There would be nothing left of that office space.
I do not suspect Judge Judy in this case. Somebody roll me a charisma-based persuasion check.
I can roll it.
Yeah, I have a solid 2, so it might be better for one of you too.
Okay. I have a
16. Sorry, charisma is
Pretty
kind
good.
of my thing.
It's kind of your thing. Yeah. It says, there's one thing I hate, and it's not getting justice. In this case, I will assist you. He told me he was concerned about a new security guard. It was meant to be his bodyguard. Judge Fairbrand is her name. As I understand it, she is recently assigned bodyguard detail of Judge Salem. Although I'm not sure if you've already spoken with her, if she was at the scene of the crime, or if she was absent.
Curious. Judge Fairbrand was not there, and we were not aware that Judge Salem had new protection.
Then he
Seems like
neglected
fail.
to mention.
Interesting. Well, I can't imagine she's gone very far. That's where I'd go next if I were you.
Sounds good. Anything else any of you wish to ask before we leave the gentleman for his very short 5 hours?
Yeah.
Judge Lockwell, are you acquainted with Judge Quarter?
I try not to make acquaintances, but yes, I am acquainted with Judge Quarter.
Personally or through your work?
It's purely physical. I mean, it's purely work-based. Professional.
Two very
Purely
different
professional
answers.
is what I meant to say.
It's a mistake we all
Freudian
make.
slip.
I'm trying to grasp like just the basis emotion of people. What's the emotion that's kind of like coming from
Reserved. Yeah, he's guarded. He's guarded.
Okay.
But that may be due to the reputation that Internal Affairs has as being very secretive and not sort of forthcoming to even other judges. Or he could be hiding something. I mean, he's obviously hiding something. He's Internal Affairs, but
Yeah.
Don't worry,
Oh,
Judge
it's-
Lockwell. You are the one that judges here.
But who judges the judges, Judge?
The judges.
That's
The
right.
law.
That might have to be us.
Well, I've assisted you as far as I can. I really ought to start planning my route.
It's hell out there.
It is. Sounds like a plan. Well, all the best with picking up your kids from school. May your route be quick. We should discuss commuting someday. Seems like you have it very much down to an art.
All of us at Internal Affairs here do. It's the first thing they teach you. You know, you might make for a promising Internal Affairs judge one day yourself. Judge Grimm.
I'll consider it. It's an interesting position, but for now, we've got a murder to solve. And we've got to leave
I'm
you
all about
to plan
interesting
your route.
positions. Yes.
I imagine you are, as am I.
He turns and goes to leave.
Thank you, sir.
They call me like I'm a suturer of justice.
For God's sake.
God, I don't know. I thought about reading his mind. I kind of don't want to anymore.
Please don't. Please stay out. It doesn't sound like a good place.
They're only lawful positions.
Oh,
Whew.
But it's all internal affairs.
I'm gonna have a short conversation.
Justice.
Gonna have a quick word with Grim after we left. Look, Grim, I hope you're not getting those fancy offers of commuting advice and positions in internal affair away from your job here today. This guy is still a prime suspect.
Of course, he is.
Remember that. I know all of that is tempting. Especially commuting, obviously.
It's a very impressive thing, is good commuting. It could shave a lot of time off of antique hunting, which would be very useful. But I'm only getting sweet with him because that way he'll trust us more.
Yeah. When you bring up the subject of last mile connectivity, that's the key.
Also, big fan.
Kinda.
If it's
For
not
me,
you who did this, I want a signature
multimodal
of this.
is the way.
I carry one of
So-
the pictures on me at all times to remember that I need to think about me as well as the justice and law in this place.
Should we proceed to judge quarters? Oh no, wait. Fairbrand.
yes.
I don't like her. Her name is too close to mine.
Maybe she is you.
I don't think so. I think she's impairing my brand of being fair. That fair brand.
Hey guys, it's me, Denny. How's it going? How's the meeting? Go well?
Yes, Danny. What is it?
Good. Well, first of all, just wanted to check in, just a sort of mental health check in, make sure you guys are doing okay. It's part of my job, not really, but, just a friend. But secondly, we've definitely been hacked. That much I can say for sure. It's a big hacking situation here. Good thing is I've managed to contain it and stop it now. But the bad news is they've already got what they wanted, I think, which is access to the camera feed.
Right.
So they know which ones were on and which ones were off, so I could go around and turn them off and cut the wires, make sure they weren't seen doing that.
Makes sense.
Oh, also I've got a Judge Fairbrand here who's just come in, and she's real upset about Judge Salem. Says she was his bodyguard. You wanna speak with her or something? Because I'm really bad with people, first of all, but crying people are sort of my kryptonite.
Keep her there. We'll be there in a minute.
Socially speaking. Okay, yeah. I'll try and Okay, you hear a woman crying in the background, yep, okay, it's gonna be okay. What do you guys do?
All right. So we found Fairbrand.
Looks like we have.
Yep. What does he shoot? What does she look like?
I don't know.
I'm sure we'll see. Danny's holding him there.
We should locate Judge Quarter. Indeed, that judge is connected to Judge Salem's passing. It would be pertinent to know their whereabouts.
That too.
It would be.
Good plan.
So do we split up or do we stay together? We could all go and see one of them, or we could both go and see both, see what we can find.
Time is of the essence. Maybe pair off.
Maybe.
Question
Judge Nova.
them.
Whilst it pains me to say this, we might have to split ways on this. We can't have them
Yeah.
alone.
Well,
Volunteer
Actually-
myself to go with Judge Fair.
Good. I mean, as you wish.
I'm looking
I believe
forward
Judge
to it.
Fremont, as am I believe Judge Fremont's expertise and abilities would be best suited with the more difficult of the two to read anyway.
I agree.
Don't
So-
forget you got a little birdie with you. Usually I wouldn't use it with a judge, but considering the circumstances, I think it's normal to do it.
Little birdie.
Yeah.
A lie detector.
The lie
Judge
detector.
Grimm.
Ah, right. That makes more sense. Right then.
Few people dare lie to Judge Grimm.
Pity anybody that tries.
As do I. Now then, should we get going? Who's taking who? One group should take Quarter, the other should take... Well, one is stealing your brand, Judge Fair.
Yeah.
Why don't you look
Like-
after Judge Fairbrand? I'm sure you can be most consoling.
I'm brilliant with crying women.
Usually making them cry, but yeah. Judge
Yeah,
Fremont,
that one.
let's
I can-
locate Judge Quarter.
Listen, I've made a lot of women cry. Kind of my area of expertise. So,
All right.
okay, so
That sounds-
Judge
Making them stop,
Fremont,
that's the real trick.
Yeah.
Fremont and
Relentless.
Grimm are headed together to
Mhm.
meet with Fairbrand, and Judge Fair and Nova are headed to meet with Judge Quarter, right? Okay.
Okay.
So
No,
Fremont
I
and
thought
Grimm would
Fair
go.
and Grimm were
Is that right?
together, right? Fair and Grimm.
Oh, no,
were
it's-
together.
yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Yeah. It's like how the layout is here. You two and then you two. Cool.
Okay.
Let's go with Grimm and not Fairbrand.
Oh.
You head back
Almost.
to the back upstairs to the outside the room where Judge Salem was shot, and inside you can see who clearly must be Judge Fairbrand. She's taken off a helmet. You see long blonde locks of hair which fall down around her shoulders. You see she's currently taking some painkillers, and Walter the robot is serving her some milk. And Denny's, well, she's crying for all of us, and Denny's just sort of like scurrying around. Yeah, guys, this is Judge Fairbrand. Oh my God, you guys look really alike. She's crying a lot. She feels real bad about, all of this. So, Walter's given her some painkillers, to help the pain,
Right. Is she prescribed to have those painkillers?
Walter just prescribed them to her. He's like a doctor now, I think. Yeah, no, I think he went back and got his.
No.
I think he finally went back and got his PhD. He's been talking about it for so long.
Well, that's good for him. I'm proud for him. Must have been hard.
Yeah.
Right.
It's tough for him. It's tough for him. But,
Sounds
med school.
Yeah,
It's
that's
easier
cool.
if you're a robot.
Maybe. Bit of an advantage.
I guess we
That's
should
fair.
call him Dr. Walter.
Probably. Judge Fair, we should probably get on with this.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah. I move towards Fairbrand. Fairbrand, I am Judge Fair.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's me, and it's you. I think it's confusing. I'm gonna call you Brand, because Fairbrand is confusing with me being fair and my brand.
Oh,
I
yes,
think,
no,
considering the situation, the best thing for you would be to have a makeover, and you need to cut those long blonde lock also. So change of name, being called Brand, short, brunette, perfect. Now, tell me,
really
when were you at the
strange
time of this murder?
Trolling. I was called outside to the front lines. Maybe 2 hours ago. I got the command from HQ and said that I was to be pulled away from the bodyguard detail of Judge Salem, and I followed the order. I should have known better.
Yeah, who gave you the order to be the bodyguard of Salem? I mean, no one should be able to overrule that. By the way, this is Judge Grimm.
I'm Judge Grimm. It's good to meet you.
Yes.
Don't be
it's good
embarrassed.
to meet you.
He's used to crying women.
Very used to him. I'm sure you're going through a hard time right now. Everything's okay. Your feelings are valid. Now, let's discuss the law.
you.
And let's discuss the murder. Do you need a drink that isn't drugged milk?
Of course, sir. How about some chai?
Make it two, Walter. And congratulations on becoming a doctor.
Thank you, sir. Pours you a couple of chais. She's like, yeah, she takes a sip. Oh, well, you see, I was up last night working on my new podcast, Inside of Me, with Judge Fairbrand. And
It's a good name.
No, hold on there. This is very close to copyright infringement. You do know that's 3 years in the ISO cube.
I don't know what you're talking about. You can take it up with the copyright judges if you want. The DMCA department. But
I will look it up with them. I applied for a Creative Commons license 5 years ago.
They're using a lot of bots nowadays.
But stop trying to derail this interrogation. Who gave you the order?
I'm just trying to promote my podcast a little bit. It's fine. It's tough as an indie creator out here.
David
Fine.
Brand, there's been a
He's on my
murder.
list.
More important stuff than your little knockoff podcast.
Well, don't knock it till you've at least seen the first episode. Well, listen to it, Judge Fair. You might like it.
Right,
But
you
still,
might
there
like
is a
Inside of
murder.
Me. It's very informative. But more to the point, I was up, I worked late, and I woke up morning, went to my job. Judge Salem seemed like he was in a bad mood, like he was concerned about something. And then I got the order through, and I asked him if it was okay, and he waved me away and said it was fine. And so I went out. It came through from HQ, from the comms department. Denny gives you a look. Oh, yeah, no, I gave that order. I mean, I didn't give the order. I just relayed the order. You know, because I'm the guy on the comms all the time.
Denny?
Well, I was sent that order by my boss, Judge Wilder.
Judge Wilder.
Dun dun dun. Noise plays for. No, sorry about that. It's my new ringtone. No, that was confusing, huh?
Have we heard of
Right.
Judge Wilder before?
Yes, he is the head of the tech judges.
Let me guess. He's been working on gene technology and named one after himself.
Yeah,
The Gene Wilder.
Oh, you know, yeah. That's one of his side projects. But mostly he just runs a tech here and tells me what to do. He's on the front lines, you know, dealing with the robot wars a lot of the time, And he said he needed additional backup and to bring Judge Fairbrand. He named her specifically, and so I went from the comms and said, "Hey, Judge Fairbrand, can you come through right now?" And Judge Fairbrand nods. Yeah, that's what happened.
Seems a bit too convenient to me to have the bodyguard taken away. I say we go and talk to Judge Wilder at some point. Before then, is there anything else you saw, heard, or in any way suspected in your time as a bodyguard?
Well, when I got to the front lines, there wasn't really much for me to do. Actually, the assaults had stopped for an hour or two, so there wasn't heavy fighting happening. It struck me as strange, I suppose, that I was needed out in the front lines.
That does sound strange. Well, thank you very much for your time, Judge Fairbrand. Is there anything else from you, Judge Fair?
No, I guess I will check that podcast.
It's a good idea. It sounds like a great one.
Give me a rating.
It does make commuting feel shorter.
It does.
It's what it's about largely, is commuting practices, how to get through Mega City 1.
Yeah, that's why you want that 45 minutes format. That's perfect. Most people have a commute of less than an hour.
What can I say? I'm flattered, but mostly concerned. If you need anything else, then I'm not going anywhere. You can come find me here.
Will do. Thank you very much. And we'll look at that podcast later, maybe on our own commute. Judge Fair, let's go see Judge Wilder.
Okay, so I off to see Wilder. Our other two judges are off to see Judge Quarter, who is a street judge of some repute, and like I mentioned, something of a war hero around these parts. You head into his bunker not far from here with various other judges, and they've been fighting sort of on the front lines, the war against the robots. You're finally let through to the sort of like command bunker, and you see the grizzled veteran of a judge, Judge Quarter here with his heavy weaponry and plenty of other judges to back him up around. He says, Judge Nova, Judge Fremont. I haven't met you before, but I've heard some things about you. I hear that you're on the case of my old buddy Salem, who just got shot in the goddamn head today. Now, what can I do you for? Is it related?
It is. We were informed that you had a meeting with Judge Salem.
I did. And before you ask, I didn't shoot him in the head. Okay, so you can take that. And you can do whatever it is you do with it in the CSI department, okay? Because I'm out here actually catching the bad guys. Locking them up. The real bad guys. The robots. Stopping them from coming over that wall there. And unleashing hell on us. So, is there something I can help you with? Because I've got more robots to kill. If you know what I mean.
Yes. Judge Salem was
killing robots.
the last person.
Yes.
Judge Salem was going to contact you. Impromptu meeting. Do you have any idea what that was about? It seemed to have made Judge Salem a target. Yes.
I do know what it was about. He told me that he didn't trust nobody. He told me that he had spoken with even the Internal Affairs Department, and that he didn't trust them. He said he didn't trust someone on the top. Said that things were getting strange. He said he'd been given a new bodyguard from out of nowhere. He didn't like it. He said he was onto something, and I'm inclined to believe him. And then he shows up dead. Killed, it seems like, by a judge. A traitor in our midst. So, the question is, what are you doing to find him?
Checking all leads, of course. No one's above suspicion at this point.
Did you see anything strange?
I see a lot of strange things. I see robots. Mostly it's robots.
Specifically at Judge Salem's office.
He was fidgety, I guess. But nothing
Did you?
out of order
yes?
as far as I could see. He was a fidgety guy. He always had
Were there
one of those
other-
spinners.
Are there other judges there? Or maybe work staff? The bodyguard, perhaps?
I didn't see no sign of a bodyguard.
And the others?
There were others in the building, but not immediately around. But I wasn't there when he was dead. So that would have hurt the shot, right?
That's right. You were out here, right? Fighting the robots.
That's right. Fighting the war.
I am
Good job.
going to try and read his mind.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, let me just put that into the chat. So it's a, it looks like it's a
Mental defense.
mental defense side versus mental defense.
Sweet.
So, all right. So that is going to be, that's, will 36, 66. Okay. Ugh, God. So 13.
13 in all. You cannot read his mind. You try and get through, but there's like there's a wall up. You know, he's got
Old judge,
some
yeah.
defenses going. Yeah, he knows what that game is, and he says,
It's not gonna be as easy as that, I'm afraid. I don't let just anyone poke around in there.
Never be too careful. Is there anything that you can think of that would help us? Because it seems like by being on his itinerary, you've made yourself a target as well. Can never be too careful. We want to keep you alive to fight these robots. Am I correct?
To clear me of any suspicion, he did tell me something. He told me that he'd been threatened anonymously on his private computer at home. Now, you might not have checked that one. He's got quarters not far from here. Maybe you could go check him out.
Thank you, Judge
Thank
Porter.
You get whoever it was. You lock him away forever, understood?
Yes. Good hunting, Judge Quarter.
All right.
as you leave, where would you like to head to next?
Can we do some research to locate Judge Salem's quarters?
Yeah, Denny will like.
Preferably without calling Denny, because I'm suspicious of that dude.
Yeah, we've
Walter
we've had this
can do it.
encounter with Denny.
Actually, what you do is you just go on like Google Maps and you
Mhm.
type in Salem's apartment and you can go find it. Yeah,
Okay.
it's not, as Judge Quarter promised, is actually not far from here at all. And you can have the clearance to get into his quarters, so you're gonna get into his apartment. It's a big apartment, you know. He was it's like Spartan but large, so he probably could have afforded a lot more like luxury in his lifestyle, but it's very Spartan in that, you know, he doesn't really have much. He doesn't have any artwork around. You know, there's nothing which is in the room which doesn't serve some kind of function in his house. It doesn't look like he probably spent a lot of time relaxing in here. But you do get through to his office, and there is a private terminal there, which is not connected to like the work infrastructure. If you would like to have a poke around on that.
I would like to proceed with caution, though. Judge Salem is obviously a very suspicious and paranoid individual. and as such, I would expect some kind of booby trapping, perhaps, to prevent people from using the personal terminal. So I want to just be cautious of triggering anything that might just fry the hard drive altogether.
Yeah, absolutely. Roll me a logic-based roll.
Logic is 3. Do I have anything that would help?
Three
us?
logics.
I do have 3 logics, and nothing that will give me anything additional. 10.
Okay. So as you're going through the computer, something begins to pop up, and like then there's like 10 different pop-ups jump up on the screen, and it's too much for you to like control. You realize that something's gone wrong with it, and then in all red, the background of the screen turns black, and then in red text floats onto the screen. Look the other way. And it very much feels like a warning, as you realize this computer has most certainly been hacked. This could be the threats which Judge Salem received, or this could be tailored to you. You're not sure.
The judge is gonna put on her helmet and flick down the visor in case this is about to be some kind of explosion that's gonna be bright and blinding. But she'll try and keep an eye on this terminal.
Find
As you
something.
say, not sure.
Judge Nova?
It is unclear. A threat of some kind. Look the other way. And she would like to do some sort of countermeasure to try and stop the process now that it's kind of hit its terminal message.
Mm-hmm. You give me another logic-based roll.
10.
Not quite enough. The system is pretty advanced. Whoever's hacked this are clearly pretty good at what they're doing. You'd need an expert to come down and sort of like, quote unquote, defuse the situation.
Tell me, Judge Fremont, how good is Denny?
I am unsure about Denny. Denny was brought on not too long ago by Judge Womack, who has become suspect. So my opinion of Denny is mixed at best.
Going through like my brain, do I have a contact I could use, having been involved with tech stuff for like the last 5 years?
Sure. Yeah, you could outsource it. Yeah.
All right, she'll put through a call, just kind of under a
What's their
CSI
name?
top secret type thing. Their name is gonna be Judge. Looks down at computer for processing. Wacom.
Judge.
No, what about Judge Droid?
Judge Droid. Yeah. Okay. So you like patch yourself through to Judge Droid, who responds,
Roger.
I'm a tiny bit terrified that you had that ready.
God damn.
Nice.
Hey, don't shame King or King shame. What do you call that?
Shame
Don't do it.
Shame kinking is its whole own kink, but kink shame.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Whatever it is, Will, we find it's fine. It's your life.
It's ready. It's soundboards.
Judge Droid, this is Judge Nova of the CSI department. I require your expertise in unlocking a potentially compromised personal terminal.
How can I assist?
Please repeat.
How could I assist?
Sorry. It's terrifying. It must be terrifying for me to process. The computer appears to have spam or a virus potentially is set to destroy itself or otherwise. This requires sensitive handling as well as skilled decoding.
Very well.
And you see that Judge Droid begins to log in. I guess you send along the passcodes to let Judge
I'll
Droid
give him that
get into the
remote
mainframe.
access turned on.
Exactly, yeah. And after maybe 20 minutes or so of furious typing on the on the side of Judge Droid, he finally sends for a quick sort of analysis report to you of what he thinks has happened. Firstly, he thinks that it wasn't hacked remotely, that there's probably some kind of chip in the computer physically, which was installed, probably without the knowledge of Judge Salem. So someone broke in to put this in there. If you could locate the chip, he might be able to locate the source and trace it back.
Okay. I will follow instructions and also share this information with Judge Fremont as we go.
Mhm.
Oh, good. At least a lead. I'm gonna just look around and see if he left maybe he left some sort of physical log behind. Not trusting this computer.
Yeah, I want to search
I'll
the
go for it.
apartment as well.
Okay. Actually, I think Judge Fair and Judge Grimm are together, and they're going to meet Judge Wilder at the moment, right?
Oh,
we're
sorry.
We're still
Sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's all good. Yeah, so Judge Fremont, you go look for a physical log. Judge Nova, you find the chip. It's not too difficult to find once you know what you're looking for. And send that along to Judge Droid for some analysis. But he does warn you that it may take him a couple of hours to be able to locate the source of the chip, who made it, that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, Judge Fremont, roll me a perception check, which is intuition based, I think.
Okay, intuition. It's fine.
Yes.
Got it.
Oh, dang. That's good. You do find Judge Salem's dream journal on the side of his bed.
Ooh. Oh no. Against better judgment, I'm just gonna look through it, see if there's any insight as far as like anything he's found, anything that was bothering him on his mind.
Yeah,
I like the
it's
idea that
pretty
you
sordid stuff.
I think the idea you're not bothered looking into the mind of people, but you are bothered looking into their diary.
It's a whole other thing. Yeah, so you take a quick scan through, and amongst all of the the madness or randomness of other people's dreams, do you notice that he seemed to be very, very concerned about. He was having a lot of nightmares about being stuck in traffic, and he was also having nightmares about being followed by someone was watching him.
Well, it seems like his paranoia was founded. He's been dreaming about people following him as well as traffic, so
He did
I
get
guess good on his intuition. So I guess good on his insight. Find anything?
It will take some time. We've located the chip, but Judge Droid needs to do some more research to locate where that came from. It appears Judge Salem was a very paranoid individual, but perhaps rightly so. I've never heard of such a conspiracy of judges. Have you, Fremont?
No. If this... Oh, we can't trust anybody with this, I guess. Someone that could get into his quarters, plant something in there.
Seems likely it would be a judge.
That's what I'm thinking.
We were able to access this unit, and so were they.
We should probably receive a caution. whoever was watching Judge Salem probably has a good idea that we are here now.
Agreed.
I noticed you didn't call Denny. It's probably a good call. Should we keep that as the operation right now between the four of us?
Yes, but perhaps we shouldn't communicate this electronically with the other two, but we should warn them to proceed with caution.
We should meet up with them as soon as possible. Maybe they found something as well.
I agree. And she'll call up Graham on the internal thing. Technical terms only here.
Yeah, you got like
No problem.
radios and shit.
Yes, I'll pick it up on my internal radio thing, and CSI terminology. Gotta keep it clean.
A lot of research was done for the creation of this episode.
Yeah, and he'll answer and be like, "Nova, what's going on? How's it going over there?"
Well, we are progressing. Proceed with caution. We have encountered a number of interesting things which suggest difficulties in our investigation ahead.
Difficulties how?
It would appear Judge Salem's paranoia may not be limited to paranoia.
Well, that's
Maybe grounded.
concerning to hear, but also good for us. At least we're on a lead. With that in mind, I'm sure you're going to get to the bottom of it. If it's tech, I'm sure you've got it covered. Judge Nova. On our side, we've had a talk with Judge Fairbrand. Bodyguard, that is. Seems
that
pretty
reveal?
innocent, pretty straightforward. Was called away. Denny relayed the order from Judge Wilder to remove them from guard duty and take them to the front lines of the war. Only when they got there, there wasn't much going on. So it seems maybe there's something behind this with Wilder or someone above them. We're heading on our way now to talk to Wilder, see what we can get from him or them.
Very well. Send us your location. We shall meet with you there.
Of course, sending it now.
Okay.
Careful on your
so
commute.
The four of you rendezvous, and outside of Judge Wilder's office in the tech department of the Hall of Justice.
Cool.
You are let into you're let in to see him a few moments later, and he's got some of the biggest pair of goggles that you've seen a man wear. Confidently. He's wearing a sort of a white jacket that gives him the air of a doctor. And you can see that this guy would be Denny's boss because he's currently tinkering with a ton of various different devices, but looks quite nervous when you guys come in. So, hey there. Come in. I'm just working on something here. It's a little project of mine.
Must be brutally busy with all this madness with the robots. They must be keeping you quite busy. Busy is as busy does. You know what I mean? It's crazy out there. With the wars, the robots. I haven't even had the chance to plan my commute. Murderers, yeah. No, I heard about all that bad business with Judge Salem this morning. It's terrible, real bad.
Yeah. I mean, you see, about that, seems your order was the one that might have got him killed. So, why did you tell Denny to take away his bodyguard?
There was a emergency. There was emergency on the front line, and whenever there's emergency on the front line, we're gonna bring in people from all departments to
Wilder.
assist.
Who brought it in? Who called that order in?
Well, that would be me.
No, who Who ordered the reinforcements to the front line?
Well, I can't remember. Actually, I'd have to.
You
I'd
can't
have to check.
remember.
Well, there's like you say, there's a lot happening at the moment. Big day.
Certainly
A
is.
day where facts shall be remembered well.
How?
You're not forgetting how to tinker, that's for sure.
Yeah. How useful is a tech judge if they can't remember simple appointments and call-ins? Isn't that your job, Mr. Wilder?
Well, it's just one detail. I'm sure I could remember here in a second. I think it was Judge Schmudge.
Come on, Wilder. I can see right through you, but you have nothing to fear.
Oh,
You've clearly been manipulated, blackmailed, offered some fancy promises of promotion in internal affair, or tricks of how to improve your commute. We can sort this out. We can protect you, but you need to come clean to us right now.
Let me persuasion check.
Persuasion. Interrogation? No? No?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Come on. It's not great.
15's pretty good though. Wilder sort of looks up desperately for a second. Okay. Well, if I tell you guys I'm not in trouble, right?
depends.
No. You know, we covered Denny's ass when there was the CC thing situation which happened. It's nothing, no worry. I turned to the two others to know about
Yeah,
it.
like Grim is staring at you.
Nothing that a peanut butter cake couldn't solve. Come on, Wilder, you're the piece of that cake. You know I keep my promises.
I know you do bring in a lot of cake as well. Okay, well,
My birthday, other people's birthday. I do what needs to be done.
Okay. Here's how it is. I got a phone call from someone at Internal Affairs, and they told me that if I didn't move her, Judge Fairbrand, that is, off bodyguard detail, that I would be fired. Probably spend a lot of time in an ISO cube as well, or worse. They said that they investigated me and that they're about to judge me. And so I panicked, and I wasn't thinking. You see, it seemed simple enough.
Who
Yeah,
called
it
you?
seemed
in?
innocent.
Who called?
It
Who
was
from
a-
Internal Affairs? Surely they said their
It
name,
was-
said who they were.
Yeah, but if I tell you guys, I'm gonna be in so much trouble.
I will be honest right now with you, Wilder. It looks pretty bad right now. You can either tell us, or I'll rip it from your mind. And you can't put that back. I would rather take Judge Fair's cake than what I will do to you if you do not tell us.
Or Wilder, just tell me this. Tell Judge Freeman here this. When you got the call, was your caller on his way to pick up his children?
No, I don't know what you're talking about. But no, I think it was Judge Lockwell. But I didn't mention anything about commuting. I have to say that wasn't mentioned. It was mostly just threats. There may have been some kind of reference. There might have been traffic in the background. You know, he might have been commuting at the time. It's tough
I'm
to
gonna
say.
call
He didn't bring it up.
Fairbrand.
Okay. Yes,
Fairbrand. You know what? Who's
Judge
calling?
Fair here.
What?
Oh,
No.
It's you. I mean, Judge Fairbrand here. I didn't get that. Yes,
I was
how can I
coming
help
up with
Judge
a-
Fair?
I was coming up with something kind of dramatic to say, and you cut me short like that. What's your deal?
Sorry, I always.
So no, ask
I
me,
always-
who's calling? Knock knock.
Okay, who's there?
Redemption. You got the opportunity here to make up for the failure you had with Salem. Come here immediately to this location I'm sending you. You got someone to protect. Don't screw this up this time.
Oh, okay. I'll be right on it. Back in the room, Judge Wilder is this close from crying right now.
That's a good place.
She's very emotional for a judge.
It's a good place to be.
I think we should head to Fort Lockwell as soon as possible.
Please, you guys have gotta understand. I thought I was gonna lose everything.
We get it. Fairbrand is on her way. She's supposed to protect you.
Okay, yeah.
And if
So-
any orders come in to take her anywhere else, don't take it.
Yeah, of course.
Good.
One thing, Wilder. Do you think
Yeah.
it's in your talents to see what's on Judge Lockwood's console?
Yeah, there's no way to get inside of the internal affairs system without. I mean, you'd have to plant a bug in one of the computers there. I couldn't remote hack it. Not even my best protege Denny could do that.
But could you?
Why, if there was a bug in the system, I could do it. I could give you one, and if you were at internal affairs, all you need to do is slip it into a computer without anyone seeing, and give me access to the files and probably even Lockwell's stuff. Yeah.
Are our systems between the different sections linked? If we had a bug in this one, for example, could we move it over to this? If it's already in the infrastructure.
I mean, potentially. Well, why?
Then I think we might have a solution to this. He'll call Denny quickly and be like, Denny,
Hey, I was kind of feeling left out here. How's it going?
bring a chai. Come to the
it's not that I've
office.
been-
I'm sending you the location.
Okay. He scrambles over, but like 2 seconds later, the door opens and Denny's there. Hey, I wasn't following you guys per se, but sometimes you guys leave your location services on, and I just want to tag along. Feel like I'm
Vigilant
involved.
of you. Very vigilant.
Yeah,
Well, Denny.
some people say it's too much, but I
I think it's just enough. Now then, Denny, you said there's a bug that's currently in the system. Could you tell your boss here exactly about that bug?
Well, it's a bug, and it's in our system, and it's in our cameras, and in our infrastructure. I managed to stop it, and I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. So, is that what you needed from me, Mr. Grimm?
Thanks, Denny, that's good. So with that wealth of information that Denny has just given you,
Yes.
do you think you could take that bug that's in our cameras, in our infrastructure, and move it over to there?
I do. I think so. It'll take me the best part of tonight, so.
Well then, for your own life's sake, and for justice, you make that bug move.
Okay, I'll make it move. Judge Nova, you get a buzz on your helmet's comms. It's from Judge Droid.
I'll step out of the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He says,
I have located the bug. It was from Internal Affairs.
and then he sends you the transcription as well, because he understands that he's not particularly easy to understand.
Thank you, Judge Droid. I will assume that you took the appropriate precautions to encrypt this communication.
Naturally.
Good.
Who do you think I am? A noob?
I would never.
Haha.
And then he cuts off the call. It should also be noted that the bug isn't necessarily illegal, seeing as they're internal affairs, they are allowed to bug whoever the fuck they want, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'll wait for Judge Fremont and the others to come out. Assuming when they'll be out when they're done with Wilder.
Yeah, well, Wilder starts working, but it's going to be a sort of, night shift sort of
Time.
night hall.
Cool. What time is it at the minute?
It's 4:25.
It's 4:25. Right. Yeah, I'll walk out and look over to Nova and nod and go. Did you get any good information?
Interesting. It appears the wolves have ears. And perhaps it is time to pick up the children.
I think it's time to pick the children up from school. I think it's time for some quick commuting. Let's hit up that podcast and get going.
Podcast.
Yeah, Judge Fair's done a new one. She's got a real cool one coming up.
She?
The bodyguard.
What are you talking about?
The bodyguard.
What is happening over here?
Tell
It's
me,
cold
Judge
inside
Fremont,
of me.
Yes.
in your experience, who is the best driver between yourself and Judge Fair?
I would say me. Concerning that. I look pointedly at Judge Fair. And just remember the last time we basically, we put him on automated and just...
Walter, where are you? I need a refill.
Oh my god.
Semi-skimmed.
Maybe
in
that's
a
enough,
good
Judge
mood.
Fair.
Yeah, I think you've had enough drugged milk for today, Judge Fair. We've got some justice to dispense, not drugs.
So much crimes. Puts me in pain.
It pains us all. That's why we bring justice.
I'm addicted to justice.
You're
We'll-
addicted
Free
to
cup
him.
of justice when you fill up your stamp card.
Well, let's get going
Hello.
then.
Yes.
My name is Judge Fair. I'm addicted to justice.
Judge Fair, perhaps now is not the time.
Just
Save it for your podcast.
Sorry,
We'll make
I'm
for a
back.
good episode.
we'll make sure to put Judge Fair's lawgiver on automatic. Just put it on follow.
Right click
Yeah.
on Judge Fair, set follow.
No. Follow.
Good to go.
Don't let him go off on his own.
We are gonna blast
Yes.
it over to Judge Internal Affairs dude, whose name I've lost. Lockwell.
Well, Lockwell.
Because we know he should be back from picking up his kids.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And we did
Certainly
have an
do.
appointment at 4:25.
Yeah.
He's going to hold that appointment, yeah.
Hey, time for your appointment.
Well,
So you show up, and
Yeah.
the secretary again, surprised to see you, and she's like, "Oh, we didn't realize that you'd be back again."
He's gonna walk past and just knock on the door.
He's very Judge Lockwell's very busy. He's just gotten in from
Picking up his
Agreed.
kids, right?
Yes. He's not to be
I'm
disturbed.
sure.
great. I'm glad that he's not to be disturbed.
He says, and we'll open the door.
Let's knock that thing. Yes, knock it over.
You open the door. Oh no! And inside is no one. The room is empty. It looks like it's been cleaned out.
The room's been cleared
Nova's
out.
gonna pivot back towards the
Yeah.
secretary.
Oh yeah, this
Yeah.
is.
I don't understand.
He's either in or he's not. It's 2 states. And you said he was in. Where is he?
Well, he said that he was. I saw him go in there. There's
Hello.
Only
no other
one
way out of.
person knows the internal affairs of internal affairs, and that is the secretary of the judge that runs internal affairs, which would be you.
I'm not privy to all of the internal affairs of the internal affairs departments. Certainly not the affairs of Judge Lockwell. At least not all of them. I mean,
You have access to
but
his tracking
commute schedule down.
and location.
Where
Otherwise,
would
you're
he
not a very
commuting
good
to about now?
Look, I watched him walk in there, and there must be a secret way out or something that he's taken.
Judge Fair, why don't you go and stare at some corners and see if you can find a secret location for us?
Yeah, let's look around and see. Come on, Judge Fair, let's look.
I got this. I know this place. It follows the principle of the magic art of tidying up. He got rid of everything which didn't spark joy in him.
You
He
said
was not a
his
very joyful person. I'm gonna find this door to his mind.
Crime does not spark joy.
Oh my god. Yeah, let's look around because this is a fairly like Spartan office, right?
It's all matte black.
That
This Yeah, this is a lot looking like Judge Fremont's apartment a little bit, just like there's nothing like non-essential, so she's just gonna like look around.
Give me
There's anything
some
looks out of place.
checks to do.
Okay. All right.
So
Judge
yeah,
Nova
roll
wants to keep an eye on that secretary, just make sure she doesn't hit any alarms or anything that she hasn't already had
Mhm.
opportunity to hit.
Yeah, same here. Would also want to quickly check as well. Judge Grimm would ask, where were they scheduled to commute to today?
She says, well, it goes by the school.
Where's the school?
Well, it's not far from here. I can give you the route if you want.
Please.
Okay, I'll forward on the route he was meant to take. And let's see, on a 19, Judge Fremont, there is a part of the wall which is black, but there is like an indent on it that you can feel, like where a fake wall is, and where in fact there's probably a way through if you could use enough force to get through.
All right. Nova Grimm found something. Hidden door right here.
At
Good
this
job,
point,
Fremont.
Nova, coming from outside of the room itself, from the Internal Affairs Department, you see that there is a gang of 5 judges, all internal affairs, who are stomping towards you with their lawgivers. Not out, but they've got a hand on them. And the head judge among them says,
Stand down. This is internal affairs. You do not have jurisdiction here, Judge Nova.
Judge Lockwell is a person of interest, and more so, we are concerned for his well-being.
Well, Judge Fair is a person of interest to us. After his recent drug addiction, we have been ordered to take all of you in for questioning.
If
I
you
have
take
no
it into
connection to
que-
Judge Fair.
He was who I would just working with this case.
What is their mental state right now? I'm just kind of like within 30 feet. I can kind of get their face and open.
I guess you're sensing some anger, some confusion, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
They seem ready for a fight.
Okay, folks. No need for interrogation. I confess. Checkmate. You cannot take my partners.
Good job, Judge Fair. But the rest of you,
Those are honest judges. They were not involved in my filthy addiction. Only my doctor, for who I paid his studies.
my doctor, Dr. Walter.
No, take him in. Take me in. Judges, I look at Nova, Grim, and Freeman. I'm counting on you to deliver justice.
Tearing up a bit.
Nova pulls the
Oh,
orange
Judge said-
handcuff from her like belt and like just dangles them out towards Judge Fair. Even though Judge Fair, of course, would have his own.
Yeah, pink and fluffy.
Yeah, I was slightly afraid he might be.
Stop this king shaming.
non-regulation equipment.
Is that enough, judges?
The internal affair judge sneers and says,
Fine, but you've got 24 hours to solve this case, else we're coming after you.
Well then, we'll go and deal with your dirty laundry and bring it back for you.
Actually, you've got slightly less than 24 hours because all of us have to leave tomorrow at 4:25, and it's 4:30. So you've got 23 hours and 55 minutes to solve the case.
Well, I'll use those 23 hours and 54 minutes to solve the case.
Well, the clock is digital, but it's ticking.
Yeah, he's going to get going just immediately. He'll kind of look at the rest. He was scheduled to go to pick up the kids from school about now. If we're going to make it, though, we're going to have to pull every trick in the commuting book. But we also need to search that room, right?
Yes, figure out where this goes to. This is
And you hear
Whoever
like that,
is the best commuter.
that crinkle noise of like crime scene tape, and she just like puts it over the door.
let's see
I
where
did
this
attend
goes.
advanced
The-
driving school.
yeah, the internal
According to-
affair judge says, come on, you. And they take Judge Fair. The rest of you are allowed to stay behind for... They're only letting you stay for 23 hours and 55 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, he'll
Addiction is a disease.
Judge Fair needs
No,
a detox like bad.
Yeah, that's
They
probably help
grab
him.
Walter the robot.
You're responsible for this too.
Addiction is a disease.
sir.
Addiction is a disease, not a crime. It should be a healthcare problem, not a judicial one.
You dare question the law?
I'm speaking with my heart. That's where justice lies.
Oh, God.
You see how
It's the last
confused
thing
he
you hear.
drugs convinced him his heart can speak.
It's the last thing you hear Judge Fair say as he gets taken away by the internal affairs judges for his drug addiction, leaving you guys
Yeah.
man down.
So
Certainly.
I'm going to look at the other two and basically just go, how many do we think we need to search this place? He's going to pick up his kids. We need to beat him there. We're going to have to pull every commuting trick in the book.
She said he came into this room. She was certain. I suggest we hurry up and find wherever he has hidden his package. Otherwise, I will assume he is making a rapid commute to somewhere else.
Yes. Can one of you get this
Just
thing
in
open? It seems
case.
to be stuck.
Okay.
Just like she points at the little kind of like the little like
Yeah,
gap in the
panel.
wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, you like prise it open, and you see that there's actually a ramp leading down into what looks to be a garage.
Yeah. Okay.
I see several vehicles down there.
Well, looks
No,
like we'll
let's get
answer to the
Get there as soon as
school.
possible.
Okay, so
All right, let's do it.
can I call up Denny as well? And like just quickly call up Denny and be like, Denny, we've got an important situation here.
Ah,
We need to
yeah,
commute.
yeah. Oh, okay.
We need to commute to this location as quick as possible. There's not much time to
Okay.
chit chat. So if you
So,
can,
okay.
give us the quickest route.
You guys are going to the school?
We'll go into school.
Okay, I got this. And he sends you the
believe
details.
in
It's
you,
a bus,
Danny.
a train, a subway,
Walking.
and then an Uber.
Never mind, Denny. We'll make our own way there. So which of the vehicles
Okay.
looks the quickest?
Yeah, there are a bunch of bikes out here, so Ballmasters, and they look like they've been jacked.
Cool.
In which
Alright,
case,
okay.
custom
We would like
one of them.
legally
fastest, right?
obtain these for use
Yeah.
in our investigation.
Reconfiscate these.
Yeah, we're confiscating these goods rapidly.
Commandeering this vehicle for the use of
Yeah.
the judges, I think, in a high-speed pursuit.
Yeah.
Okay. So
According to
you
my
jump
sheet-
on him.
To advanced driving school.
You are the driver. You are the driver. You are the. Because
I don't know if that is actually a good thing, but it's there. A whole year I was at advanced driving school.
you're doing a lot better. Because I do not like Fremont does not have that, and it was either a choice between the opiate induced one or me. It's not a good
Well, I
choice.
mean,
Unless Grim is a good
maybe it may
don't
be
think I'm a good driver,
sign
as far as
that
I'm aware.
Nova is a good driver, and maybe a sign that Nova's a really bad driver. She's spent a year
it's
in
a
driving.
no.
Just overly
But
careful.
that was part of my career, so maybe I was teaching advanced driving school for a year. Who knows?
Maybe you were. Roll me a luck roll. Judge Nova on all the sides on the nature of your time at the.
Was it good or bad?
Academy.
Oh no.
Luck. I get 3d6 for this. 8?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, Judge Nova, you tell everyone that you were teaching there, but in reality, you weren't teaching. You were like the teacher's assistant. You know, when there's that kid that's like, when you're in high school and they're like 18 and they're like helping the teacher, and you think they're a real adult and they're an actual teacher, but they're just like a teacher's assistant and they like help get whiteboards
Yeah.
and stuff.
I just did the maths on my sheet, and I've been a judge since I was 5.
A lot of judgment, yeah. Came up the hard
It's one of
way
those
for the
kids.
TA department.
All right, child.
Alright, so yeah, she'll like jump on one of the vehicles.
Yeah.
I guess we go 2-2,
Yeah.
right? Because it's bikes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep. We'll get on.
Okay,
Go for
so anyone riding a bike can give me a agility based roll of any skill you have in driving.
Cool.
All right.
So if
okay.
you have 1 in driving in the skill,
it's
Adds an
How
extra
does that
dice
work,
to the
right?
ball, yeah.
add the
Yeah.
extra dice. Cool.
Yeah.
And that's agility.
You
oh,
have
46.
Riding.
Yeah,
One in
Riding.
writing, that should work. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I think we're all. Come on.
plus agility.
Oh boy.
3,
Mm.
4, 4, 4.
Oh no.
This is bad.
Oh no.
This is subpar.
This is maybe.
Yeah. You guys race out as fast as you can on the souped up Lawmasters, but making your own way there in the traffic being as it is, you realize that you're not yet the master of commuting that Judge Lockwell clearly is. By the way, you notice that one of the bikes is missing, so it's clear that he has escaped on one of the bikes. You roll up at the school, but it's like 4:45 by the time you arrive, and all the children have left, and there's just a janitor who's left outside of the school right now, sweeping up.
Yeah. I'll no doubt roll up after the other two and get off and be like, hey, you. No.
Yeah. We'll be like.
Lockwell, where's he gone? Have you seen him left? Which way did he go? Did you overhear anything?
The janitor's like, sorry, sir. Are you one of the children's? You're one of them judges, aren't you? Who was it you're looking for? Sorry.
Lockwell.
Lockwell. Now let me see. Lockwell. Oh yes, he's the one that always comes by at 4:25. Well, I think that he picked up his kids and he went somewhere else. I'm pretty sure on that. Not sure where he went.
Which direction
Maybe back
did he
home.
go in?
Well, he went that way. But with the wars going on and all, it's he's very dedicated to come to send his kids to school still.
Right. And where's his home?
he says, kind of asking him. Even though
I'm
you
not sure I can
shouldn't
give you
have.
that kind of information, sir.
Oh.
Denny.
Yeah, I was like, oh, like, and you see Fremont just wince, like, oh no, it's Denny.
Yeah, hey guys, how's it going? Can I help?
Lockwell's
You need
home
something?
address. Give it now.
Okay, yeah. It's here. Here it is. He sends it through. It's like a 20-minute drive from where you guys are at.
Right. Okay. Right. Thanks, Denny.
Okay, do you want me to
check
come
it out.
along, or should I show up? Like back up?
How about you show up in the nick of time, Denny? I think that's a good
Okay,
way of
I'll-
you doing it.
Okay, I'm not sure if there's a time zone thing, but I'll look it up.
Good. He kind of please. Right, we've got a little bit of time until Denny's there, so we might want to get going quick.
All right, let's go. Be still there.
Okay.
Be-
Meanwhile, Judge Fair, you have found yourself in the uncomfortable position of finding yourself in an ISO cube. You've been here, maybe for like an hour now, and they've just left you to rot. But it's not too long before there is the door to your chamber is sort of unsealed, and you see Judge Quarter before you. Recognize him just based on the the headshot profile that you might have seen, and he's sort of famous around here. He's of course the old friend with Judge Salem that the other team met with. Says, who we got here then, Judge Fair? I understand that you were working the case, my old buddy Judge Salem, but you caught up in some bad business. Is that right? Drugs.
Well, sometimes you need to amend for what you do. And sometimes you also need to cut off a limb to get out of a trap and go bite off the head of criminals.
I understand.
Sorry, I've been alone here for a little while. I don't know how long my metaphor and allegories are a bit confused.
They've definitely deteriorated, but I'm not sure how good they were in the first place. Now, listen.
Oh, they were very good. I have no doubt about that.
I've just gotten word that Lockwell's setting up an ambush for the rest of your team.
Has
I'm
he?
gonna send word to him, but they're gonna need backup in there, and all my men are fighting a war against robots. So, I think they might need some help. Problem is, if I let you out of here, they're gonna put me in instead.
Well, seems like you got a choice. Like I had an hour ago. Or maybe 3 days. I'm confused again. I don't know how long I've been here.
Yeah, I understand.
Seriously, I would appreciate you confirming how long I've been in here.
I bet you would. Now, do you have any of those drugs on you right now?
No, I'm in pain.
Yeah.
But I know a doctor is very close to me.
Okay. I tell you what. If I let you out of here, you get me out. Understood? And then you give me some drugs.
Yeah, prescription.
Oh
Prescription.
my god.
Nothing illegal. All legal.
That's just the way I like it. I like my drugs the way I like my justice.
Legal.
Legal.
Okay, there's a serious opiate problem with the judges right now. Oh my god.
We really need to push the case for this being a healthcare problem.
I like my drugs the way I like my justice.
This is pretty bad.
Legal. Oh no.
That's a campaign statement, Will.
That's my proudest moment.
My justice, like I like my man.
He holds open the door to the ISO cube.
You've already got one shot at this. There. Make sure it counts.
Funny, One Shot is the name of one of my favorite podcasts. Don't worry, I got this.
All right.
By the way, you should listen to something inside there. Here. Here's a Zune.
Appreciate that.
And he lets you out and trades places with you in the ISO cube. Judge Fair, what do you do?
Oh god.
I got a low master to ride. Walter.
Alrighty. Yes, sir.
You got a route to plan. And
Very good, sir.
Oh no!
Should I get a prescription?
yeah, for
Oh,
justice. Time to fill that
Alright.
my coffee mug.
Amazing. So,
Oh,
you Walter tears off the receipts for the prescription for Judge Quarter's new drugs, and then the two of you set off on your way. This is the buddy cop spinoff that we all need.
Oh my
Is
God.
Judge Fair and Dr. Walter the robot.
Please tell me
Just
Walter's
dealing
driving.
drugs.
Please tell me
Yeah,
Walter's
he totally
driving.
is. Yeah,
You can't
his
stop
head
here.
turns into a
It's
steering
great
wheel.
country.
Yeah. So meanwhile, Judge Nova, Judge Grimm, and Judge Fremont, you can give me one more agility-based riding roll to commute through Mega City 1.
Intuition?
Oh boy.
13 for me.
11.
12 for me.
Beauty.
16. I'm not sure if I was supposed to roll.
Nice. Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. So, you speed over to Lockwell's place. The group of you all come from different directions. Judge Nova, Judge Fremont, and Judge Grimm, the three of you are first on the scene, seeing as you were just closer than Judge Fair. And you roll up to a set of apartments, and you can see that the lights are on inside Judge Lockwell's house. There are security cameras outside that look like they're on. Probably has already seen you coming.
All right.
Well,
Prepare for the worst, I guess.
always prepared for the worst. Well, let's do this.
Yeah, I think Grim will start walking up.
Okay. So, you head up, and who's opening the door?
That'd be me, I think. I'm pretty direct,
Okay.
so.
Yes. You fling open the door, and you see Lockwell standing in the room, a gun to two children. Two children's heads that he has sort of tied up. And there's a security turret not far as well, also pointed at the children. He has a remote device that he looks ready to press, and when he presses the device, the turret is going to shoot. He says,
Hands where I can see them.
Yeah, he puts them up.
Lockwell, why are you doing this? Are those your kids?
I don't have any kids. I don't
Davis,
even commute.
you
That's right.
You bastard.
He says, looking at him with hate.
Well,
That's right. It all makes sense now, doesn't it?
it's all fitting into place and I feel betrayed. And also lied to. You won't get away with this, you do know that, right? It's more about how severe you want justice to come crashing down on your head. You might kill those kids. You might kill me. You might kill my team. You might kill the 7 other judges that are on their way. But you will never escape the law.
Well, I'm ready to roll those dice, you see. I work for a greater power, one you couldn't possibly fathom or understand. This is so much bigger than Salem. It was just the beginning of my commute-based crimes. The end is coming for all of you. All of you. And you don't even understand. You don't even know what's coming. Even though I just said that it was the end, and it is, but the nature of the end. That's what you don't know.
And I've got one final joke for you.
Blind to. What?
Knock, knock.
Judge Fremont's gonna
Who's
take, just
there?
gonna.
Yeah, he's gonna hope that the others have got his back as he just goes,
Justice.
and then we'll try and quick draw and fire.
Yep.
This is like CSI that at least Nova,
Yeah.
if not Nova, Fremont would have gone around the side of the house. 'Cause
Yeah.
when you go into
Obviously,
a
yeah.
Yeah, I was
So maybe at
hoping
that
beyond
point,
hope.
if Justice, like the back door comes like slamming open.
Mhm.
It's,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to be aiming for the hand with the gun in, essentially.
Okay, so
Trying to shoot
you're gonna
the arm.
shoot him as well, right? You're
Yeah,
not
just shoot
going
the
for the
gun out of his arm.
You're not
basically.
going for the, you've got a whole life ahead of you. We can, this could be over. Line. Give me an attack roll.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. How do I do that again?
So it should be on a
Lawgiver?
pre-gen sheet under like lawgiver.
Yeah, it's
give
just
me a
under
minute.
attack, is it?
Yeah.
5d6. Okay. Let me get a lot more d6 than I currently have. Oh, nice.
All of
19.
them. 19 is a great shot. Roll us the damage on that.
Okie doke. So my damage on that would be, I'm guessing it'd just
Like
be ballistic and
2d6
then
or
it's
something, yeah.
standard. So yeah, 2d6
Yeah,
plus 4. So that would be 7 plus 4. So that's a good 11. To his hand.
Nice. So you shoot the like the detonator. Oh, you shoot for the gun or the detonator?
I'll be going for the
like
gun. Which side would they be generally coming in from, do you reckon, when I hear the noise of them booting in the
Those
door?
two will be coming in from like directly behind.
Cool.
Yeah, judge.
All right. So, yeah, I'm going to have to... The gun is directly against the head. So he's going to have to go for that gun. The other one, there's a bit
All
more
right.
time. He trusts his other two judges, so...
Right. Yeah. Do you shoot the gun out of Judge Lockwell's hand as he screams. At that point, Judge Nova and Judge Fremont burst into the room, but you realize his other hand has pressed the red button and the turret is whirring up. And it's about to fire into the children when suddenly, just in the nick of time, who should arrive but Judge Fair?
Damn
Judge
it!
Denny is nowhere to be seen. He's we cut to Denny on a train somewhere in Mega City 1,
Oh, no.
and he's reading the newspaper, desperately waiting for the next stop.
Like on those subway scenes, he's like eyeing. He's got a man spreader next to him.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Judge Fair, you burst in, you take in the scene. What do?
Told you, Lockwell. Checkmate. And I shoot the... So the detonator got activated already? Or...
It has, yeah. So you're gonna need to blow up the turret itself, or like human shield the children, or get them out of the way somehow.
I'm gonna jump and grab Lockwell and put myself and Lockwell in between the thing.
Oof.
That's cool.
Yeah. Nice, I like that a lot.
Good.
Give me
Yes.
a strength, just to grab him.
Strength. I'm just checking I've
We'll
got the
contest.
skills which apply. 2d6. Are there luck points and stuff like that in this?
Yeah, you can
there's
spend luck on it.
Oh yeah, I got a lot of luck.
So it's contested. He rolled a 9. So he's gonna.
Okay, I'm
you gotta try and beat
gonna
him
put
if you-
one luck, so I roll 3 dice.
Nice.
Oh my! Oh wow! Damn.
That is 3d6, 3 ones.
How many Lockwoods?
Critical.
How many Lockwoods do you see in like your adult stage?
He's so drunk though. He's been in the ISO cube for like 15 minutes, but he's fucked.
Yeah,
Did
it throws me
he
away.
charge off the code rack? Like,
That's a role-playing game, and sometimes you lose. If you're not happy, you can go and play Dungeon World or other PvP systems out there.
Judge Fair,
Holy shit!
unfortunately, experiences a critical mission failure here, as he doesn't manage to get Lockwell's body in front of the turret, but he does manage to get his own body in front of the turret, which will fire onto him rather than the children, which is something.
Okay,
at least.
good.
17.
That's still good.
There's more than one way to get drugs.
Yep, there's
This is
Line of
how
fire.
he got addicted in the first place. So, oh boy.
Judge Fair takes 19 points of damage from the turret as it just tears into his body.
I'm so
Are
sorry.
you still standing?
I got 17.
But minus your soak, right? So
I
your
need your
soak-
so. I think you're barely up. Oh my
You're just alive.
goodness.
Check
just-
mate, Lockwell.
just checkmate. Lockwell walks into the turret fire and gets shot by automatic machine gun fire. Judge Lockwell's just like,
Oh my god.
Checkmate me.
checkmate.
Can I say something
okay.
before dying? Can I have like
Yeah,
a
absolutely, yeah. What do
Lockwell?
you say?
Lockwell, the fame thing isn't really real. Don't forget, I'm also just a judge, standing in front of a judge, asking him to do the right thing.
Roll me a charisma.
Yes!
Persuasion roll.
Charisma.
what is
Um,
this thing?
I'm using 2 lucks, and
Yep.
got, yeah.
Yeah.
21.
Come on, I believe in you.
Lockwell, his heart melts for a second, and in that moment, Lockwell's heart grew 3 times. And he presses the button on the turrets, and it switches off. He holds up his hands. Judge Fair's body falls to the ground, chewed up with bullets. He says, "I guess you've got me.
We do.
But at least I took him with me.
You can take more than that.
Yeah,
I think Grim would still be holding his lawgiver at this time, and would be like visibly tempted.
Grim, no.
Leave me a review.
Commute his sentence for now. Until we get back to the office.
Very well.
Oh.
He'll go over with the
I'm not gonna
handcuffs
tell
and just
you. I'm not gonna tell you anything.
tell
What
us
do you do with
plenty.
children?
Follow the law, children, or this will happen to you. And I'll just stare at them.
yeah. I think Grabe, after sort of clipping the handcuffs on, will sort of just push him aside, and we'll go over to the kids as well, and we'll just kind of kneel down and be like,
Where are your parents?
He points to the dad.
He was your dad.
They look confused. No. No, he wasn't. He lied to us. he said he was our dad. This whole
been here
time.
since birth.
Oh no.
It's a long
At which
place.
point,
He used to pick us up from school and said that he was our dad, and we believed him.
I'm just gonna walk up to Judge Fair and just like, here you go, and I'll just inject him with the stim. Like, this is what you want, right?
Is it working? I'm in the sewer. I don't know. I barely understand. I'm still not sure I understand the resistance.
The stims are 2d6.
Yeah, the 2d6 back. You're unconscious about a life.
I got one chance to roll 2 1s.
Please don't roll 2 1s.
Not again.
Oh,
God,
2 and a 3. That's
God.
a bit better.
you're gonna need a lot of detox after this, man.
these
You're
last
gonna need a
an
lot.
hour. Hey, I should roll for my addiction now.
Oh, your dick. Oh,
Yeah.
How much is it?
God, what is it? Your
I
2d6?
don't remember actually. Yeah, probably.
Yeah!
Oh my God.
That's a 1 and a 2. It feels good to be back in a saddle, Judge.
Baby.
Still bleeding. He's still bleeding. Oh.
I'm clearly
Covered
not
in
talking
bullets.
to you, Freeman.
God damn.
As you take away Judge Lockwell to the interrogation chamber or the ISO cube, wherever you're keeping him, the children sing you the song of how dangerous it is to have identity stolen and how important it is to really remember who your father is in a time like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess.
Don't go
Yeah, I
home with
guess
a random man.
Fremont is just what will point. Fremont will point at Lockwell and Fair, and it's like, follow the law, or you'll end up like them.
Yeah, you probably send them off to like be judges or something like that. So
Yeah.
yeah, like
Yeah.
orphans. So like
Could
quite
put them in, like,
involved in the
the
judge
academy.
program.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Just-
Speedy, thanks so much for the raid. Welcome in, my man.
Yeah. Because.
I mean, Nova started
yeah.
at 5. Surely we've got links, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Good connections. So, yes, you guys cleaned up the scene. Upon your return to the Hall of Justice, there are the internal affairs judges waiting for you outside, ready to arrest you.
Yeah.
It's been 23 hours and 55 minutes according to their watches, and they see that you've captured their boss. Steps forward and says, "What's the meaning of this? We have a judge escaped from the ISO cube, and now you bring in our captain. What's the meaning of this?"
Your captain stole kids from a school, convinced them they were his, and then threatened their lives, threatened to shoot them, hence the hand being shot. He also shot up Judge Fair, hence the holes in him. This man is a traitor. This man killed Salem. Here's your dirty laundry, as promised, on time. Now do your
one thing
duty
I
as
need
judges
on
and wash
time.
them.
It's laundry. My favorite day of the week.
Well
Laundry
then,
day.
I imagine one of
best
you
step
is now
forward.
in charge.
We best separate the colors from the lights. And
I don't think that's a
the
good
rest-
line.
This metaphor is difficult, but time to clean up. Time to take them to the tumble dryer. I don't know. Sorry, there's a lot on right now. I've just taken in my boss. It's been a really stressful week at work, and everything's.
And now you have a lot of paperwork to review.
You do,
Congratulations on your promotion, I guess. I put him
indeed.
in ISO cube.
Right.
Throw Lockwell away into an ISO cube, awaiting your interrogation.
Mm-hmm. We need to take Judge Fair to the infirmary because these stims aren't gonna last maybe like 10 more minutes on him. He's just gonna drop.
It's basically
Wait,
his
wait.
home.
Fremont Quarter
Yes.
is in the ISO cube. You need to get him out. I wouldn't
All right.
have been able to perform this act of bravery without him.
It's all right. They'll get you taken care of. It's like he's talking nonsense.
Are the kids all right?
They're fine. You are not.
Bravely threw himself in the way.
I feel great. I'm riding on a wave of justice.
Justice is about to crash in about 10 minutes, Judge. As will you. Now go rest. You deserve it.
Yeah, Walter can take care of me.
No, Walter does not take care of you anymore. Walter,
Give me some
let the actual doctors take care of you, Judge.
Walter's eyes flicker red for just like a half a second. Of course, I know my place. Judge Fremont, I won't be helping Judge Fair anymore. I've been reassigned to the medical team.
Oh. Well, good luck, Judge Fair.
Gonna miss you, Walter. I'm not gonna lie. Took me a while to get used to you, but I'm kind of addicted now.
Something tells me we'll see each other again, sir.
I certainly do hope so.
Oh my god.
Judge Nova is gonna send like a private DM to Judge Droid to investigate this Walder bot as potentially hazardous and malfunctioning tech.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we'll
that's
CC
okay.
in Judge Walker as well, since he likes fighting robots.
Absolutely. Does anyone do something about Judge Quarter while Judge Fair is taken away?
You know what? I probably not, because I'm pretty sure Judge Fair is
Hi.
he's high as hell, and he's just been kind of spouting stuff. So it's probably gonna be a while before Judge Quarter figure out that he was telling the truth, and Judge Quarter's actually in there. I mean, Judge Quarter needs a detox as well, so that might be the best for him.
Oh, right, Judge Quarter. That's what I meant, not Judge Walker. I don't know who Judge Walker is. I'm just making up people now.
It might be
There are a lot of
for
judges there.
it might be for his own good to spend a little time in the ISO cube. Also, maybe should investigate the opiate problem in the judges.
Perhaps
There's
we
a lot
should
of investigating that is.
Perhaps we should send
I
Judge
think-
Fairbrand to investigate Judge Quarter's presence in the ISO cubes. She would do well serving him.
I think she would. The podcast is great.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Internal's gonna be really busy with the reshuffling, so it's so much that they won't have resources to invest into this opiate situation.
And once again, Judge Judy is lowest on the suspect thing for anything.
Yeah. It's the whole thing.
And all I can hear is just wait till Judge Kane hears about all this.
Judge Kane's gonna be so mad. Judge Kane's gonna be so mad.
He's just gonna be pissed. Now, eventually, as you launch these multiple other internal investigation, these anti-corruption suits against all the justice and one another. Eventually, you get around to interrogating Lockwell, who says that he was put up to it. He finally, after literally hours in the ISO cube, didn't take much longer than that. He gives you the name Judge Womack was behind it, funded the whole thing, promised him a better life, freedom,
Womack.
and you know that your nemesis was behind this assault on justice. And yeah, I think at the end of the episode, Judge Kane just gets. We see Judge Kane just sitting in his living room. He's watching the TV, but the TV isn't on, and so suddenly there's like a text on his phone, and it's from the groupie, and it simply reads Womack, and he stands up and puts on his helmet, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode. Just Dredd, Assault on Justice.
Oh my god.
That was fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed our spin-off episode of CSI Mega City 1, MG I guess. It was a whole lot of fun having in, I guess, judges today, solving the case. And I think you'll agree that it was just as well that you guys were here. Else, with Judge Fair and Judge Fremont, things would have been a whole lot more chaotic today. Oh boy!
Can I just say,
but-
I feel so bad
Yeah.
for Judge Fremont. Fremont has to put up with so much in this game and hold it all together.
It's only been like this. This is only because Judge Fair is a hero and got shot so many times that he is now addicted. It's not his fault. He wasn't
really
like
not.
this at the beginning. He wasn't like this at the beginning.
It's a really sad story there, which cuts to the heart of current opioid crisis. I think it's actually a very very true depiction of very real problems that we're dealing with today. Unfortunately, it's also hilarious. So that's a whole thing. But we do have to end tonight's episode now. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back, of course, next week with the regular crew of judges back on the case to deal with the ever-growing list of problems within the Hall of Justice. At first, it seemed like they had everything figured out, and now it's becoming clear that everything is melting in the Hall of Justice with the robot wars going on. But we've got Zweihander Blackhearts coming along in just a couple of minutes, so don't go anywhere. But let's go around to cast and the crew right now. Did we enjoy ourselves today? Where can we find you guys online? Let's start with Charlie. Thank you for joining us today, Charlie. How was today's episode?
That was a lot of fun. I've always wanted to play in a CSI game, and now I can say I did it. Mega City 1, greatest city on post-apocalyptic Earth. I can also say that I've been enlightened that RoboCop and Judge Dredd are not the same film. And this was a lot of fun. I'm so glad that I finally had a chance to play with Shauna and Kalum. I've been watching every Friday since we were doing Atlantis stuff, and now this Judge Dredd, which it's all action, it's all wars with robots. What more could you want on a Friday? I will be back on Encounter Roleplay on Monday when Inquisitor Season 2 begins, and I get to play my Inquisitor in the 40k universe using Mutants and Masterminds, that's what it's called. We're in the 2 p.m. slot. And then on Wednesday, we'll be back with Modiphius' Cult as well in the 4 p.m. slot. So really excited about those. And of course, working on Lost Girls podcast. So don't forget, you can check out all of these things in podcast format, including Judge Dredd. And I had a rumor there is a new podcast coming up very soon. So check those things out. Check me out. And thank you, Will, for inviting me to play today.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure. Fantastic. Callum, how was that saying for you and Judge Fair, dare I ask?
It's great. It's great. It's very fun, and the Dawnfall is a true bliss, and especially when I see that my stupid actions makes so many people laugh. That's excellent, and it's great to play with Frostfire and Holotail, who I think will be at an event which should be on June 29th at Bad Moon Cafe, which should have been announced ages ago. It's an official Wizard of the Coast event. You will need to sign up on Facebook once the link is available. It's still not available, so keep a look on my Twitter account at Rollispod. I will share it. There's no many seats left, but it should be out there hopefully soon, and you can join it. In the meantime, check my show on iTunes, Stitcher, Podcaster, Podbean, whatever. My last episode was recorded at London MCM Comic Con with a lot of critters, cosplayers. I even have some cool covers of Full Metal Alchemist and Steven Universe, and I've got the actor who plays Steven Universe briefly, the actor who plays Jason Voorhees, and the voice of Elric from Full Metal Alchemist, who also plays James T. Kursk in Star Trek Continues. There are a lot of good people in that Critical Role episode. Come check it out.
Awesome. Dope. Stephen, how was that tonight for you and Judge Grimm?
Yeah, that was awesome. Obviously, it's very short notice, but that was cool. Really, really fun game. Really enjoyed it. Cast's brilliant. It's been a pleasure to play with a lot of you as well, especially because I've been listening to a lot of this. So this has been really fun. Great to play with the lot of you. I'm Holotail. You can find me on YouTube at Holotail, where I do RPG, DM tips, and analysis videos, as well as lore stuff. So you can find me there. But yeah, thanks for having me, Will. And it's been a blast.
Absolutely. Fantastic. And Shauna, how was that tonight for you and Judge Fremont?
Oh, this was a lot of fun. I had loved playing with the two Holotail and Crossfire, our two guests, for bringing some amount of structure to what is basically two judges left. I really hope that Judge Rose we're going to treat him, but apparently it got worse. And there might be an opening.
Yeah, I'm a hero.
And
Look, no judge ever has been shot so many times. In the line of duty.
No, certainly not. Yep. So Shauna flying Cirrus on Twitter, where I have a pin tweet for all my games I do throughout the week, and I will post art. And I figured out that I put all my garbage fire characters on the weekends. So on Power Square RPG at 6:30, I play a Glamour Bard who is so self-obsessed while starting a revolution in a city. And on Sunday at 8 o'clock, it's on ProStar's channel. It's the Phase, a Cypher System game, where it's been uncovered that my character is a terrible war criminal with a giant mech. So there we go.
It happens, you know.
Yeah.
That's one way for a weekend to go. Yeah, fantastic. Well, my friends, we'll be back here every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. If you want to join us for the live show here, if you're watching on YouTube, listening back on podcasts via iTunes, then you can come join us there. We'll be staying here live in a Gunner Roleplay for Zweihander Blackheart, so stick around for that. We currently have one of the characters threatening the others with a knife to his own throat after they are contemplating, and in fact we're planning on acting out the murder of 6 of their allies. So that's where we're at right now. It's going to be a tense situation, but I can't wait to get to it. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time, try not to roll too many nat ones. We want to be here laughing when you do. Good night, everybody. Bye.